What is up, everybody? It is your boy GeoAJ4 here. Today I wanted to show you an incredible round that I had on Mapper's A Diverse World. Yesterday I was trying to finally get a perfect score on the map, which I've never done before. So I was really trying to get that, and this is the best attempt that I got. So I wanted to share it with you guys, and if you guys enjoy, let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like on the video and subscribe. Another episode of Gold for the World will be out soon on Romania, so stay tuned for that. But for now, enjoy the video.
Here we are going, guys. Sorry about the no face cam, I was just recording, but here we go. As I'm starting to look at this, I see the white car in the background. Looking at the ground, it looks like we're somewhere in southern Africa. So I get a look at the road and see which direction we're heading, taking looks at the compass. I go and look at the sign, and I see the MR8 number, and I thought that the MR8 was in Botswana. So I'll take a quick dive into there. Dip into Lesotho, remember it's just A1 through 4, so I believe it must be Eswatini, and there I do see the MR numbers, so I start in search of MR8. And there I find MR8 in the town Big Bend that is listed on the sign. So I go ahead and put a mark down there just so I remember it. And here I'm just searching through the map, trying to see if I can find the other towns. Go down a little bit to get a good look at the road. And here I find another sign. Manzini from the last sign is on there, but new town name Sifofaneti, which I find right next to me on the map, and Tembuti Estate. I see Manzini there, further out. And the mark I already had on there was somewhere I thought it looked like the place that we might have been close to. So I see another road marking here. I thought maybe that looks more realistic than where we were at before. And then I see Sambuti from the sign. And realize there's only one road to get there. So I believe we are there. But I want to get at least maybe some more confirmation if I can. I try to go down the road to see if I can maybe look at a possible bend. I see that it's just going straight, so I end up going back to the sign. Try to get a good look at which way the road is directly heading. Make sure it says Tembuti Estate. I check the other road to see if it possibly might have connected. I see that bend, I went down the other way, and that was the bend that I had seen before. So I go ahead and give it a guess, and we're 21 yards away. Perfect score in Eswatini. Second round loading up right by a railway track, so that'll be good to locate on the map. I start heading forward, see the sign, get a hold of the street name that we have on. I try to see if I can get a look at the language, can't see much. But I zoom down the license plate and I see NL in the corner, which stands for the Netherlands. Now I know we're in the Netherlands, street name Kilholtweg, and I start moving down the street, and we get into what appears to be a settlement sign for Flutenberg. So I start doing a little quick look on the map, just to see if I can find it, as it might be a bigger settlement. I go all the way looking through the town, and I find some street names, an exit settlement town, and I've got a highway number and a lot of different towns. So I zoom in and start looking for the A28. It takes me a minute to find it, but there I have found it. And now I begin starting to look for the town names. I'm looking for Groningen because I've known the town from watching football, but haven't been able to see it. And then I find Groningen, and I also find Assen. It is right above it. Start looking for Zwolle and see that, and Omen as well. I try to look a little bit around for Hugeveen and Stuviesland. I try to remember the town name, Flutenberg, and I go back into the map and see if I can find the town by looking at where the other towns on the sign are, and see if I can find something in between. and I find it. There is Flutenberg, and then I see there's the street name, Kilholtweg, right by the little creek or river that we crossed over. So I go back and do some looking, try to find exactly where we are, go the other way to make sure that bends, and there I find the railway track on the map. I go ahead and plot a point down, but I don't go ahead and do it yet because I'm just wanting to be a little bit overly cautious that I'm actually getting the right spot to try to get this perfect score. I go down and try to see the little river crossing, but it doesn't appear that we crossed there. So I start to question just a little bit. And as we go up the road, I realize that it curves right there, and there is where we have really crossed the river. Like it shows on the map, I'm confident that we are there, and we are 3 yards away in the Netherlands. Loading up into round 3, I'm not sure what I'm thinking here. I noticed the antenna on the car, and I'm immediately thinking that we might be in Russia. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh no, it's Russia, I have no chance. So I was a little bit worried going into this round and seeing where we were. So I head down the street, see if I can find any good clues. And here I come up on an exiting settlement sign. And I sit here for a minute and rack my brain around my Russian Cyrillic translating. And I stare at the sign for a little bit and try to remember how exactly these letters are and what they translate to in our alphabet. I'm trying to remember what the little backwards N almost is, and I remember at some point that it is an L is what it translates to in our alphabet. I'm really questioning here if my translation is right, but eventually I go into my notes on my computer and write down the town name so that I can remember it and hope that I have spelt it right. As you can see here, I load up my notes, also where I keep a little bit of my no-move scores from Urban and Diverse World. But I knock it down as Bolotno, Bolotnoe, as you've seen. Go down the street and see another few signs, and once again try to remember what some of these letters mean. I believe that the sign says Kemerovo, but I'm not entirely sure. It was a little bit tough for me to translate here. I go back into my notes and type it in, and then I start looking at the bottom town name. A little bit of a longer one this time. And I start just going letter by letter. As you can see, this is what took a lot of my time here. And eventually I do get there and translate the town name as Novosibirsk. As I've now finally translated that, I'm now going to start heading down the street once again, trying to look and see which way the road is heading for when I go into the map later on. And I go down the road just a little bit and find another highway sign, Kemerovo there at the top, and then 2 towns, one 1,800 kilometers away and the other almost 3,000 kilometers away. So I take a look at that for a minute, and I decide to go into the map and look for Kemerovo and Novosibirsk. And I feel like I remember seeing Novosibirsk before, and I see it, and then I zoom right in, luckily, to Kemerovo, and we know we're 122 kilometers, so technically not very close yet, but it is a very good find for Russia. I start gazing around the map, trying to see if I can find Bolotno. and I zoom into it. There is a Y in there, which I did not translate, I did not see. I go back and check the town name in my notes to make sure I've got the right one, and we've seen Bolotno. What a stroke of luck to find the actual town name in Russia. So I start trying to look for the railroad tracks. I see it a little bit. I'm trying to figure out which point we came into the town of where we were exiting. And there I see the railway track. Now I'm going to try to count these little bitty side streets to make sure that I can plot the exact point of where we are at. So I take a look at which way the road is going, to that side, plot down a point, not entirely sure yet. I look at the other side where the railway is crossing to see if we might be on that angle because the roads were looking very similar on that side. So I go down and make sure I'm counting the roads correctly. I go ahead and plot down a point there. Mark it just a little bit behind the street where I believe that we are. But once again, I'm a little bit overly cautious. I've gotten multiple times where I've gotten 2 rounds perfect score, and the 3rd round absolutely screws me over. So I really want to make sure on this one that I've got the right thing. I go down and I guess it, and it's right. We've got Russia, unbelievably. So we load in here, and I believe that it is Africa. Take a look at the sign. See, there's a roundabout ahead that way. Take a look at the car. See, we've got the prongs. So we're in between 2 roundabouts, and I see the Senegalese flag up there. I check up in the sky for the rifts. It's there, so I'm pretty sure we are in Senegal. I take a quick dip into Senegal and try to see if I can find those town names, but to no avail. So I continue down the street, look at some government signs. And I did see a town name earlier, right here, Bayak. So I dip into the map and see if we might be around a car, and I pop a point down there by this town, Risqué, or whatnot is what it's called. I saw it on the government sign, but I did not know that it was actual town. But there I saw Bayak, zoom in, and there I see the roundabout that is to the north and the roundabout that is to the south. So I believe that we are somewhere in between those two. So I try to coordinate the houses and coordinate the side streets, which takes me quite a few minutes because the streets, they were very, very small, and they were very hard to tell if they were actual streets that are labeled on the map or not. So I take a gamble a little bit, guess it, 11 yards away. We've got 4 rounds, and here I am praying, legitimately praying for a good round. And we're not really sure. I'm believing here we're somewhere in Europe. I get a look around a little bit, and the more I'm looking around, the more I think that it's Britain. I make sure we're recording, because what awful would it be if I wasn't? Taking a look at some of the street signs along the way to make sure I can have those for when we zoom into the map. I'm now seeing obviously the double yellow on each side of the road, and I'm definitely knowing now for sure that it definitely is Britain. I do a good bit of looking around, and then I see here a sign of what appears to be entering Hertfordshire. And my counties of Britain are not that good. So I go in and try to look for Hertford, which I don't even know if that exists, but I was not sure where Hertfordshire was at, or if we were even around Hertfordshire, if that was just a sign for it. So I dip into the map and try to look across England, because I believe that we're more than likely in England here. I do some more scanning, and I turn around here, and there's a sign here for Watford. And of course, I know Watford. Can't exactly remember where Watford is at, but I know where it is. So I dip into the map and scan for it, and then I find Watford there on the northwest corner of London. And then I find Chorley Wood, which is about 4 kilometers away. And I start looking for Amersham and Chesham. I go in looking for the roads, and I find the towns, and so I plot just in between them to see if I can now look for some of the roads. As you see there down the ground, we're on White Lion Road. So I start looking for that. I'm not exactly sure which side of Amersham we're on, or Chesham, so I start kind of looking around all over the place. Takes me a minute. I go back a little bit, try to see if I can find any of the town shop names, and there I see White Lion Road. I don't know if I quite notice it yet on here. There I see some of the streets I saw Brayfield Lane earlier, so I remember that one. And I remember we started on Long Walk. So I zoom in, go back to start, make sure Long Walk. I plot right down there, give it a guess, and we're 1 yard away. Another perfect score, and that completes the 25K perfect score on Diverse World. I was absolutely buzzing with these rounds. I couldn't believe we made it through Eswatini, Senegal, Russia, and the lot there. As you can see, 50 minutes. Pretty good round. Finally, like I said, achieved the perfect score. So I was very, very pleased with that.
I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that incredible round, a perfect score on Diverse World. I finally got it. Very happy with that round, especially with Russia involved in that. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below what you might want to see me do next, and subscribe. Stay tuned for videos coming in the future. Peace off. Thank you so much for watching.